The story begins with a furious girl, Momo Ayase, arguing with her first boyfriend about their relationship. Momo's boyfriend complains about her not compensating him, and he bargains with Momo that he'll continue to date her only if she pays for their dates or sleeps with him at a love hotel, which she would still have to pay for. Momo shows her frustration with a heavy sigh and an attempted roundhouse kick to the head so strong it stirs up a mild burst of wind. Unfortunately, the young man blocks her kick in time to defend himself. Momo throws a punch, but now her ex is faster and kicks her to the pavement. The next scene occurs in school and shows Momo sulking around her two friends who seem more interested in their makeup than Momo's fruitless love life. To be fair to them, they knew he was in trouble from the start. One of her friends even gives her the "I told you so" speech. After asking why she was attracted to him in the first place, Momo declares, "He looked like Ken Takakura, a famously stoic and macho Japanese actor from 1956-2012. Momo is energized talking about the ideal man she wants to date, but once her friends shut her down, stating, "Dudes like that are extinct," Momo is back to sulking, leading her to roam the halls of the school, questioning her love life. The boy in glasses charges after Momo in the hallway, stopping her from another tirade of sulking with the declaration, "I know you're in love." He then shares the details of his beloved occult book, showcasing his obsession with aliens, which he thinks she shares. Momo shows no interest in her classmate's enthusiastic presentation of occult headlines, but the boy doesn't leave her alone. After several minutes of him pushing his interest onto her, Momo shuts him down, stating, "That's why you have no friends." After a few seconds of awkward silence, Momo realizes that her words were too harsh, leading her to apologize. Momo carefully says that she doesn't believe in aliens, but does believe in ghosts. Without missing a beat, the boy laughs at her, saying, "Ghosts aren't real." The two briefly grind their teeth about how ridiculous the other's belief is, until Momo proudly declares that her grandmother is a spiritual medium. This leads to a full-on debate that nearly becomes a physical fight, though in the most comedic way, thanks to some charming animation. Momo's friends witness their fight without being noticed and happily comment on how it looks like their friend is moving on from heartbreak. Momo and her new friend, who is only referred to as Occult-kun, agree to have a competition. Momo will explore a popular alien hotspot, while Occult-kun will explore a popular ghost site. The agreement is that whoever realizes their belief is wrong will be the other's servant at school. In the dead of night, Momo is directed to an abandoned hospital that Occult-kun assures has had several UFO sightings. At the same time, Occult-kun is told by Momo to go to an abandoned tunnel that is a popular location for ghosts to appear in. Speaking over the phone, the two support each other's search with their knowledge of aliens and ghosts. Occult-kun eagerly explains the rumored experimentations done on humans by aliens, also known as abductions. As Momo shares her own advice, she turns the conversation onto the real reason why she believes in ghosts. More than her grandmother being a spiritual medium, she's also Momo's sole caregiver. Momo confides in Occult-kun that she loves her grandmother so much because she doesn't have parents. Trying to lighten up the mood, Momo begins talking about how weird her family is. Momo shares with Occult-kun how, during her younger years, her grandmother would have her do a good luck ritual every day on her way to school. The ritual required her to walk the whole way to school, with her pointer finger pointing up at the sky as her hand rested on her head. Momo lamented how she was bullied and angry at her grandmother, but explained that she was upset that her family was being made fun of, not herself. She expressed how special her grandmother's role as a medium was to her. Momo ends her story by saying, "I have faith in my grandmother, that's why I believe in ghosts." Occult-kun avoids the question of his motivation for believing in aliens, yet confesses how easy it is to talk to Momo. Feeling there is something around him, Occult-kun suddenly pays intense attention to his surroundings to find an elderly ghost right in front of him. The ghost demands an even exchange of sexual requests, and Occult-kun runs for the exit behind them. Hearing his screams of terror, Momo hastily explains that the ghost is named Turbo Granny, and he needs to outrun her, or else she will possess his body. The last bit of information Momo receives from Occult-kun is his screaming as her phone screen turns red. She rushes to leave the abandoned hospital to rescue her friend, but is stopped when aliens charge at her, ripping her clothes off before knocking her out. Momo wakes up locked into a chair wearing nothing but her bra and underwear. She is welcomed by a trio of aliens shaped like misshapen human men in suits. They call themselves the Okarun, and explain that because their race only consists of males, their cloning reproduction makes it impossible for them to evolve. Thus, they target human women to essentially reproduce the human way, even if it's by force. The aliens initiate what they call psychokinesis to control Momo's brainwaves. Though she puts up a decent fight, the aliens are stopped when Momo's phone suddenly rings and a possessed occult-kun comes barreling out of the phone. Bearing the toothy face of the Turbo Granny, occult-kun charges the aliens and leaves one of them incapacitated. The young boy's voice comes through the monstrous form, apologizing to Momo for being possessed. Readying themselves for the fight, the two remaining aliens rip off their human skin, revealing their true forms, a white and black striped body with an angular shape. With Occult-kun's mind taken over by the Turbo Granny, the scene turns into a high-octane fight between technologically advanced aliens and a ghost with the strength of a tank. Using Occult-kun's body, Turbo Granny charges at the second alien, taking them down. The final third alien pushes back the charging enemy with a blast that sends the possessed teen's body to the other side of the spacecraft. Despite the alien demanding body parts from the boy, Occult-kun shouts that they can have anything of his, as he's waited a long time to befriend aliens. Occult-kun shares that because he never grew up with any friends, he had hoped that aliens could become his friends if they met. Waiting for a sign of aliens and dealing with constant bullying, Occult-kun shares the moment Momo stepped into his life and stood up for him. Occult-kun's passionate speech ends with a declaration that he won't let anyone touch Momo or hurt her. He willingly channels the ghost possessing him, becoming a monster, when the alien lands another powerful blast against him. Occult-kun quickly concedes defeat. With Momo still restrained, the alien uses psychokinesis on her again as she remembers the words of her grandmother. A flashback reveals that the ritual her grandmother wanted her to do daily was meant to channel chi to protect her from harm or illness. Though her younger self declared she would never do the ritual again, Momo finally uses the advice in her moment of distress. Momo recalls the voice of her grandmother and channels her chi from her lower stomach up to her head, finally awakening her spiritual abilities and giving her a chance to fight back. Cracking the very fabric of reality, Momo destroys the chair and her restraints shocking everyone, including herself. Her psychic energy is so strong she repels the psychokinesis. Feeling the energy from her, Momo has the emotional revelation that her grandma has always been a real spiritual medium. Thanking her grandmother, Momo fights back. The young spirit medium lands a roundhouse kick against the alien, mirroring the kick against her now ex-boyfriend. Unlike earlier in the episode, this kick lands, sending the alien spiraling and crashing through the spaceship. With the damage from Momo's kick, the ship comes crashing down. Momo shouts to Occult-kun that they need to escape. But still overwhelmed by Turbo Granny's possession, the boy charges Momo. With her new powers, Momo holds back the attack and removes the ghost from Occult-kun's body. This, unfortunately, doesn't lift the curse, and Occult-kun is left writhing from Turbo Granny's control. Before her ghostly form dissipates, Turbo Granny tells Momo that the curse can be lifted if they return to the tunnel. Surprisingly, the spacecraft comes crashing through the abandoned hospital and onto the ground, with Momo and Occult-kun surviving. The two concede that both aliens and ghosts do exist as Momo continues to use her powers to hold Occult-kun's curse back. Occult-kun offers Momo his clothes to wear as he decides that he alone will face Turbo Granny and avoid causing Momo any more trouble. Momo pushes back, explaining that he needs her to help control the curse. They quickly agreed to go together. Occult-kun apologizes, saying the line, "I am an awkward fellow after all," the line from her beloved Ken Takakura. Momo's heart skips a beat, and she internally waves it off as a coincidence. Trying to keep the conversation going, Momo realizes that she forgot her new friend's real name. She is awestruck when he tells her, "I'm Ken Takakura." And that's the end of this episode. If you want to watch more anime-explained videos, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, follow our Instagram page and join our WhatsApp group for the latest updates.